Hi friends, Stephanie here and I'm back with more movie chatter. And it's Friday the 13th, so you know what that means. Today is the day I'm going to share with you all my Friday the 13th goodies. I have movies, collectibles, masks, obviously, vinyl, books, you name it. So I'm just going to run through them quickly, and some of these are actually kind of funny because of the artwork choices that they made, but it's interesting to see how the franchise evolves and things they put out. But this is just for fun, so hopefully you'll enjoy it. And one of the first things that I have, this is ridiculous. I don't even know if this is legit. Someone gave this to me, but this is the original Friday the 13th on VHS. But look at the artwork. I mean, come on. That is not the right artwork for the first part of Friday the 13th. And if you look at the back, look at that. That scene never happened. I hate to tell you, but it never happened. And I don't know where this comes from. Someone gave it to me, but it's really just for display purposes in the movie room. And it's just fun, and it's funny to look at what they do with the artwork. Now, of course, I have my original Friday the 13th, my first Friday the 13th DVD. And then we have that scene on the back. And these are pretty cool. This is back when they did them right. They had the little chapter page and the disc inside, so that's a lot of fun. And I just hang on to these for nostalgia purposes because horror is the one genre that you will find I do collect for lack of a better term, but I get multiple copies of things. And another one that I have, this one's pretty cool. It's called Friday the 13th, The Collection. It's a DVD set. I bought it used. It has a lenticular front, and it has some wear because obviously has some shelf wear on the outer slip, and it's a book that comes out, and the book is really the cool part. So you have the same image on the front, but then with each movie you get a page, and it'll show different things like it'll show the body count, like 10, it has Friday facts, weapons used, like this one has a knife, an arrow, an axe, and a machete. And it does that for each movie in the franchise. The only problem with this one is, again, I got this used, so some of the discs don't play as well as I had hoped. But a lot of these special features are really cool. Like they had this one, where is it? Oh, Friday Legacy Horror Conventions. And they go and they show you the different people involved in the franchise talking at the conventions and things like that. So I wanted to make sure that I had those and that those discs played properly. So I had this 8-movie DVD collection of Friday the 13th that they have replacement discs for these that are in here. So if any of these don't play right, of course, you know I'm going to have backup ones. And they all have the same, extra features on the back. But I really love this book, and I love the way they did it with all the little fun facts, and the body count just keeps going up. You have 12, 14 different weapons, Friday facts. So it's really, for collecting purposes, it's a lot of fun just to have this and to see how the different movies, how they evolved and how Jason evolved and the brutality involved and all that fun stuff. So this is just really a fun collector's piece. Now you can still find these on eBay, but you have to be careful because a lot of them are going to be banged up, and sometimes you'll see that people are selling just the book and they've kept the lenticular case because they try and sell it separately. But I was lucky. I found one years ago and I just kept it even though the outside's a little banged up, and like I said, I got the replacement disc, so we're all good there. But that's a fun one. Now before I get into the documentaries and the regular films that go with the set, I am going to, this is funny, this was a UK steelbook that they put out before Paramount was putting out the steelbooks we have now. And this was for the original Friday the 13th, and I want to know who was in charge of that artwork. Who did that? Who does that? It's Friday the 13th, the original. Alright, I'll give them this. At least they put the doc on the back, but come on. I mean, this is just, it's too funny. But now the inside artwork is cool. It has some cool, that's a nice shot on the inside. We all know that shot if you've seen the movie. So, I mean, I just keep this one in the collection. I was really going to get rid of it, but I'm like, how can I get rid of this? Who picks this artwork for this part of the franchise? But I just kept it for that reason. So it's just something fun. It's something to talk about. Obviously, it's in a video. Now, this is a really cool documentary. I don't believe it has a Blu-ray, but this one was put out in 2009, I believe. And it's called His Name Was Jason, 30 Years of Friday the 13th. And it's a lot of fun, and what it does is they talk to the people that were involved in the franchise, and in particular, all the guys who played Jason. And it's really cool. If you're into documentaries, behind the scenes type stuff, you're really gonna like this. It's a lot of fun, and it was probably the best one that we had at the time. But then, by 2013, they put out this banger of a set, which is just amazing. It's called Crystal Lake Memories, The Complete History of Friday the 13th. This is, if you want a comprehensive documentary on Friday the 13th, this is the one you want to get. They go movie by movie and they talk about everything. They talk about the special effects. They talk about how they shot some of the iconic scenes, how they made things look a certain way to kind of trick the eye, and really amazing. They go into depth. This is probably, I would say it's about 8 hours. It's very, very involved, very comprehensive. They talk to everybody from stuntmen to special effects people, the guys that played Jason, everybody. Really, really good. Can't recommend this one enough. And while we're talking documentaries, we're going to talk about my very favorite Jason. If you've been around the channel, you already know I'm a fangirl. I'm a Kane Hodder fangirl. And this is his own personal documentary. It's called To Hell and Back, and I was fortunate enough to get it signed up by him when I met him at Monster Mania convention in New Jersey a few years ago. Heck of a nice guy. He's amazing. If you're not a fan, if you don't know a lot about him, watch this anyway, because I assure you, when you're done, you will be a fan. So definitely check out To Hell and Back, the Kane Hodder story. It's amazing, and he is such a nice, humble, kind, fan-friendly guy. You won't be disappointed if you get the chance to meet him. You'd be lucky to meet him. He was awesome. So now these are just some of the basic, once we get to Blu-ray, these are the basic like Blu-ray sets. Of course, they put out the 8-movie collection, which is very similar to the DVD one. It might even be the same. I don't think the special features are the same, but it's a fun little set to have. And, you know, they put everything in here. They put the flipper tray. So they didn't stack the discs, and it goes up to Jason Takes Manhattan. So that's where that one takes you to. So of course I kept that in the collection. And then we just had but this is before the whopper of the set came out. We have Friday the 13th Uncut on Blu-ray. Why I kept these, I don't know, just because I'm a collector. Friday the 13th Part 2. Friday the 13th, Part 3, which also was the first time they did the 3D. I have a double pack of Jason Goes to Hell and Jason X. I had that. Freddy vs. Jason, which I actually liked more than I thought I was going to like. I really felt for Kane Hodder when he got bumped out of this role, because he really was on board with this, and he was integral in, you know, getting them to think about making this part of the franchise. And I know that he and Robert Englund, they really, really wanted it to happen where it was, you know, Kane versus Robert, and that Freddy versus that Jason, and it just didn't happen for whatever reasons. But I still like the movie. It's a good movie. And then we have the little remake called Friday the 13th Killer Cut. It has a cool lenticular slip, so I'll give it that. But you know, not the biggest fan of this one. I don't hate it, but I mean, it's Friday the 13th. I watch it, but I don't think this necessarily had to be made. So, you know, it is what it is. But I have it all the same. It's part of my collection. And, all right, I'm going to grab the big box set and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back and I have the big box set, some more stuff, and some collectibles. Why did I have to stop, you ask? Because I am working on a teeny tiny table and this box set just did not fit. But boy, is this the box set to have. You know it, you love it. It is the Scream Factory Friday the 13th Collection Deluxe Edition with the beautiful artwork. I mean, come on. It's so nice. They did such a great job. Here we have, yes, on the top we have the mask. And then the movies all individually housed. I mean, this is the box set to get, and I do believe this is still around. So if you didn't get to it, you know, when it first released, and you're still, you know, if you're interested, if you're on the fence, check around, look on Amazon. I believe they still have it on Amazon, but each one, it goes all the way. There's bonus materials. There's even a little booklet. I was trying to get it out, but it's going to make a big mess. But this is the ultimate box set. If you own one thing in your collection, I would say make it this, because it is just awesome. The transfers look great. Everything about it is great. It's one of the best things I think Scream Factory put out in a long time, and very glad to have it in my collection. But did Paramount stop there? No, it wasn't enough that we had this killer box set. Now we have steelbooks that started coming out. So of course, we got Friday the 13th Part 1. And it has all the fun little writing on the back. And yes, I have opened these, but other ones, but these are the ones that are sealed that I'm probably going to sell, but I figured I'd show these. Then we get Friday the 13th Part 2. And these are Blu-ray. These are just Blu-ray. They're not 4K, so it's not any kind of an upgrade. We have Friday the 13th Part 3, which I love the artwork that they picked for all these. I think they did a great job on them. I don't know that they were absolutely necessary, but look at us. I'm buying them, and we're all buying them. We're crazy people, but it's fun. It's fun. It's Friday the 13th. It's meant to be fun. And we are up to Friday the 13th, the final chapter. And I'm sure they're going to keep going. And I'm wondering if they're going to stick with the black theme, or if they're going to go with anything different for, you know, future movies in the franchise. I don't know. I think we're probably going to get another one soon. But did it stop there? No. Then they released, this one came in for review. I am not responsible for this. I didn't buy the next two. These are both review copies, so I can't be blamed for these. The next thing they sent out, and there was a steelbook variant, and there was this red case variant. It was Friday the 13th 8-movie collection again. And it's Blu-ray. It's already been put out. But we did it again. So here's this. I really don't know why. But, I mean, they sent it. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a nice set. Again, we have the flipper trays. I've watched these. They look good. There's nothing wrong with it. I just don't know that it was necessary. And it pretty much, I think it has all the same stuff on it that the original Blu-ray 8-movie collection had. And then we got a Friday the 13th 4K digital just for the first one. I don't know. Did we need this? I don't know. I mean, I'm not complaining, per se. I know I sound like I'm complaining. I love all this stuff. I'll take whatever they want to send, but did we need this? I don't know. I don't know that the transfer is any different than the one that's in the box set, but you know what? They do what they do. And you know what? More is better than not. So there we have all the movies. Those are all the movies that I have in my collection. I know there's a lot of redundancy, but that's just how things are being released. And with this one, like I said, there was a nice steelbook put out. The only thing I think they did wrong with that is they stacked all the discs, and I couldn't go with the stacked disc thing. So now let's get into, okay, we'll start with a book. Here's a book. Now this is a great book. It's called The Complete History of Friday the 13th. This is an awesome coffee table book. And it has, this really inspired the Crystal Lake Memories Blu-ray. So it goes through everything. There's writing, there's pictures, it's all about like special effects, how they made the scenes happen. I mean, this is just a book that I can get lost in this book for hours. So it's always on my side table somewhere so I can get to it. And it's just like I said, it's one of those books that I can get lost in for hours. So it is still available. I believe you can still pick it up either on Barnes & Noble or Amazon, but it's a great one. Crystal Lake Memories, the book. Really good stuff. Now we have a mask. This is the first Kane Hodder autographed mask that I got. So that's fun because I love my mask collection. I'm not going to take this one out, but I have the new one that I got back there. That one is made out to me from him, from Kane Hodder when I met him at the convention. I was also able to get a nice picture signed up from him. Hopefully you can see that. It's a cool shot. So that was fun. And as you saw in the thumbnail or the announcement, I had my picture taken with him because I just totally fangirled out. He also was kind enough to sign my Jason Pop, which I just love that. And you'll see as I continue on my horror collection where he lives on the shelves. And my favorite Jason, I did a live stream with my good friend Cinema Dave Media. We did a Friday the 13th live stream, and they asked what my favorite Friday is, and I said my favorite one is maybe number 2. Number 1 obviously, but number 2 because I love this little guy, Sackhead Jason. Hopefully you can see him. I love Sackhead Jason. I don't think it would have been a bad move to just keep him with the sack instead of the mask. But, you know, the hockey mask has become iconic. It's what he's known for, so I understand the choice. I just think that Sackhead Jason he was so creepy and so scary, and I just thought it really fit the mood, the vibe of the film. And now I have a couple figures. This one's about 20 years old. His leg's a little loose. We'll work on that for you, Jason. These are the Movie Maniacs line. That you can still find these on eBay. They're tough. I have a Michael Myers, I have Jason, and I have Freddy. But this is him. Hopefully, they're pretty cool. And you can see his back is he's all ripped up there. But these are fun, and they have little holes in the bottom of the shoe, so you can put them on a stand so they don't, because they fall over very easily. And then I have a Friday the 13th Part 3 NECA figure that I'm going to take out and put together and put in the room. So there's that. Hopefully you can see that. See all the little goodies. I grabbed that. I grabbed this at a convention, so they sell all these good things there. And that's the back. And the cool thing about the front is it's a lenticular 3D front. So it definitely caught my eye at the convention. And of course, I have my Jason coffee mug from Spirit Halloween. I think everyone grabbed one of those. So we have him. And then, what else? Okay, so now I have some vinyl. And I'm not going to take them all out, but this one's Friday the 13th, the final chapter. Now, these probably all come from Waxworks, but I have them in dust cases to keep them in good shape. And then this is the back. And what I realize, these are usually scores. It's not a soundtrack per se, so it's more scores, so it's just instrumental usually. And what I quickly found out is a lot of them sound very similar. So I only have a few, but they're very cool to have in the collection if you're a vinyl collector. If you're not a vinyl collector, don't start, because it's another rabbit hole you don't want to go down. And I'll show you another one, and then the last one I have is open. This is the original Friday the 13th, music by Harry Manfredini. I always say his name wrong too, I'm sorry. This one says it's an FYE exclusive. I don't know if I got it on FYE or if I grabbed it. I must have gotten it from FYE. But this is the original. And that is actually the same, this is the same artwork that they're using on the current steelbook that they now are releasing with a slipcover on it. It's the same one as the first steelbook that I showed you, except it just has a slipcover on it, so that's the only difference. Now I will show you. These are colored vinyl, and I have one here that's open. This one is Jason Takes Manhattan. This is so cool. This one's definitely from Waxworks. It has like a manhole cover front, and then on the back we have the subway. That's very cool. Anything with New York City subways, I'm in. And they're always gatefold, so hopefully you can see that. Hopefully you see the artwork. And then I'm going to take one out and I will show you what the colored vinyl looks like. And we have the cityscape, and then we have a great shot of Jason on the back there. And let's see, I forget what they have all these creative names for the colors of the vinyl, but I think this one was called like Sewer something, which you'll see why. It's like a greenish. It has I Love New York, and then it has a New York cityscape on the one side, and then I Love New York on the other side. So that's basically, when they say colored vinyl or marbled vinyl, that's what they're talking about. So that is the vinyl that I have, and like I said, I mean, I could have gotten them all. I just, when I started to play them, they all sound, they're not the same, but they're very similar. My favorite one is the original one. I think it has the most iconic music, and it definitely is cool to set the mood in the house when I'm home alone and just the dogs and I are hanging out. But those are fun to have in the collection. And that, I believe is all my Friday the 13th goodies, all my collectibles and my little figures and my guys. I'm sure we'll find more as we go around the room and I do the collection tours, but I hope you enjoy this. I hope it was just meant to be fun. It's not to be taken seriously. Let me know what you collect for. What movies do you collect for? And what's your favorite piece in the collection? And how do you feel about the silly artwork? But I hope you all had a nice Friday the 13th. It was fun. We had a great time on the live stream. Go check out the replay over on Cinema Dave's channel. We'll be there again tomorrow, Saturday, at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where you can find us every Saturday. And I want to thank you guys for watching. I had fun doing this. I was excited to show you everything. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like content like this, consider subscribing, hit the bell notification when you know, so you know when I upload again. I'm going to continue on. I believe Sunday I'm going to do another installment of my horror collection. So that's going to do it for me today, and I will see you either tomorrow or Sunday. But for now, that's a wrap.